Virtus.Pro, obviously the plow comes to mind, but just such strong, fast-paced, explosive Counter-Strike. And we're gonna get right into it here. Pistol round going live. Virtus.Pro sending 3 players over towards the A bomb site. NIP setting up early on, at least for a mid to B split. The bomb is towards the B site. 2 members, Pit and Exist. They're boosted up. Forest rotating back towards middle, but no one probing for information quite yet.
And as they were discussing as well on the desk, it is a bit surprising that we'd see Cache come in, considering that Nip has been consistently pretty amazing on this map since Threat's inclusion. Very, very passive T-sides by and large. Got a whole bunch against Lounge Gaming, I believe it was, earlier in the tournament that we both casted. So we know they're very potent on this map on both sides, but for now, it is a very slow, steady round as the pistol charge looks to be coming in towards the B side.
Very passive setup from Virtus.Pro, so they don't really have intel as this is coming until Neo just takes that peek, but Forrest punishes him for it. This B bomb site is open, the players are gonna start streaming in, they're gonna get that plant, and it's gonna be a 4-on-5 retake. There is a kit and plenty of utility, but so many NIP bodies to take care of.
Absolutely, and they're going to be funneling through pretty much the same position. They only have Pasha, who's going to be coming around from the vents, and the kills keep coming down. It's Forrest again. Pasha's going to try and get a frag from the vent, finally gets it done, but so many bullets expended that he had to try and reload. So he will be falling down. Looking great for NIP, as suddenly Bjarli is all that remains. He does have a kit. Can he land the frags? First one down in his 1v3. He has spotted the second player, but the time is ticking. He's got to get a move on here. He's got to land this next frag. He's done it as well. A 1v1. It's all on Freiburg. He's going to be faking the bomb, trying to get Freiburg to peek around the corner. But it's not going to happen. Nip have this round, and they will draw first blood.
3 big kills for Forrest to open that round up. It's Freiburg who plays that one-on-one to perfection, using the bomb as an extra teammate. Bjarli gets some nice shots, but just running out of time there at the end. So good advantage for NIP. Scout comes out onto Pasha. The Deagles that we've seen be so effective throughout the day are in the hands of Neo and Taz. And a lot of SMGs out for NIP. They want this utility. They have 4 Molotovs used. They have 4 HE grenades. They can clear out so many positions. But for now, they're just spreading out. They're looking for any aggression. Don't want to get caught off guard. And when they do make their move, you can bet these nades and Molotovs will be placed perfectly so that they can avoid any kind of stack.
Yeah, a lot of people on Twitter coining this DreamHack Malmö, because the amount of Deagle frags that we've had coming out has been pretty ridiculous, especially in the likes of Nico's hands. But again, Nip, expect to see a lot more of this as well. A very slow, methodical approach on the T side. Try and feel out the CTs for any potential gaps.
This is definitely the style of threat that he started to put into this team. Much more slow pace at the beginning of rounds. Much more calculated opening duels. Taz playing behind the wall of smokes. He doesn't see anything quite yet. Some shots fired, but they're just gonna fall away. They're gonna concede mid, and the B bomb site is open. It's much like pistol round, just Neo spotting back from the choke point, and this will get smoked off. This is the exact fight he fell in earlier, and there's Exist. Nice headshot, good recovery.
Yeah, he did get tagged partially through the wall there, so he's down to 34. But still, the frag goes the way of NIP, as will the bomb plant. And our VP have a decision to make. They just want to save the rest of these weapons and have a real crack at it next round as well.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. They might push a little bit forward aggressively just to gain some position for some exit kills. You can see Pasha land the shot there. Doesn't get the kill. But Bjarli and Snacks are starting to creep around towards mid, towards T-spawn. But even them, even they decide to fall back now. I mean, they don't want to risk losing these Deagles, this P250. So it's going to be a second round for NIP, a pretty easy one at that once they decided to hit that B bomb site.
Yeah, it was all off Neo potentially getting himself a couple of cheeky one-taps, but as soon as he fell, as you say, that pretty much was all she wrote for round number 2. But if they can keep these pistols and the scout in play, then NIP do need to be careful traversing through into round number 3, and they'll know as well, at least 4 upgraded weapons coming through. And there we go, the 2-0 now has came to fruition. Very close frag there from the Mach 10 near the end, but VP keep 4 weapons going through.
And you could see NIP not overextending, not trying to chase these downs, these weapons down at the end. I mean, they know that so many small details can affect the outcome of this match. They don't want to give up too much economy by falling to some kind of scout from long range, some kind of Deagle stack chasing them down in the A bomb site. It's not too critical that they take these guns out of their hands either, so very content to let Virtus.Pro come into this round and have another shot at it. Spam through the smoke in mid from Freiburg does some damage. It looks like they want a reverse boost.
Yeah, Snacks is going to be looking for this. Flash did land up, decides better of it, will be dropping away as Neo, his teammate just behind him, gets picked off from the grenade from Freiburg. This is something we didn't really see Lounge Gaming do a great deal of, though, against Nip, and that's pushing them down, trying to look for those counter boosts. I think we may see that more as the game progresses on. But back into the action, VP are getting destroyed. Just a scout and a 5-7 that remains, and NIP looking good for the 3-0.
And this is where you're going to see some aggression out of the NIP players for these last two weapons. Not because it's so crucial they get them out of the hands of Virtus.Pro, but they have 4 SMGs. They're going to upgrade into the next round, so they want this bonus money. Exist has a Galil. The Ollie's going to pressure towards Checkers. Not able to find the shot. Nade comes in, does decent damage. But there's Exist. As the smoke clears, just down to Pasha with the scout, and what can he find?
He does tag up onto Exist, and a couple players were low, but the answer is absolutely nothing to NIP. Keep 5 players alive again, as they did in the previous round as well.
How many SMGs? They only upgraded 1 so far. You can hear the NIP chants coming out from the crowd. The crucial 4th round, all M4s for the Virtus.Pro side. 2 UMP still in play, and a MAC-10 on Get Right, and this might mean it's just going to be a very aggressive towards this B site. See what these SMGs can find. Not too much of a risk in terms of investment.
Snacks without head armor could be a prime target for one of those SMGs, but it's a great hold from VP. So far, Snacks and Neo tag team one another, picking up Forest and Pit. Now it's on Neo, spraying down, finally gets his man, and it looks as though now VP are going to return the favor and got a clear-cut round. And as you mentioned before, the all-important round number 4 with these M4s, they keep all of them alive and kicking.
Even more importantly is that Virtus.Pro doesn't lose a single member, so they can build up some money behind this, and that's kind of the risk you run when you keep so many SMGs into the 4th round. Less of a chance to do damage. They did try and pair up Pit, who had an AK-47 with Forrest, just to try and bait, just to be that second man in to try and find a kill based off the information that Forrest finds, but it doesn't work out. Very much mid-control out of Virtus.Pro this round. 3 members. Nades over towards Boost to slow anything down. And they do end up getting Snacks and Vents.
As you mentioned, though, because they kept so many SMGs in play, it's a healthy buy-up from NIP with full AKs. They still have a bunch of Molotovs that are being thrown down, a carpet of fire. Has to be backed away from Snacks. He will relocate for now in checkered. The flashes and smokes coming through. And here comes Snacks, first frag for him, and he manages to survive. He's down to 21. Can he traverse back onto the site? Yes, he can. Meanwhile, though, Forrest goes and picks off Piali. So a good answer back from NIP. And a very split approach as well here, Moses. You've got a player up towards the A, and they still have control over Garage as well. So with 1 minute and 3 to play with, there's still plenty of options for the Swedes.
Yeah, Taz is going to be the crucial position. He's out in mid right now trying to spot to see if anyone's going to come out there. That's kind of the spot you want to hold. There's the wall of smokes. He has no intel, just spraying through, so you can get lucky, but NIP players are patiently waiting for that spam to come through. Looks like they're going to be content to just get Pit and Exist out. And this is going to be a split towards the A site. Get Right with the bomb heading towards A main. There's 35 seconds left, so they've got to make a decision. Exist has now turned it into a little bit of a lurk roll. Forrest is so low, though. He can't really initiate any kind of contact. And with Pasha and Taz here, this is a pretty good defense for Virtus.Pro.
It certainly is. It's all going to come down to who lands the first shot here between the two teams. The sentry could be massive for NIP. 20 seconds to go. Here comes the utility, and it's going to be Taz who holds firm. Wants a double check just to make sure no one's snaking their way up highway, which is exactly where Exist is about to push now. There's Pit as well. 10 seconds, and the kills are coming in. NIP looking to take the bomb site. They are going to get the bomb plant as well. Incendiary still in the hands of Snacks. Neo's going to go and pick up Pit, giving VP a real hope in this round. 13 HP between the last 2 remaining NIP players. This is a rough ask, but so far so good. Oh, the frag onto Forrest is going to make things so difficult for Exist, who is darting around the flames, and he's completely out of position here, Moses.
Yeah, it entirely seals the deal. Virtus.Pro is going to get that second round. Exist can't really do anything. The most HP trying to make something happen, but not prepared for the late rotation. He does add 1 kill onto the end of it, so they've done economic damage. With that bomb plant as well, the bonus money, NIP is going to be able to buy just fine into this round.
Forrest and Freiburg kiss cam. You want, mate? Okay, whatever turns you on, I guess. Either way, VP are going to be bouncing right back with an AWP in Pasha. Biceps his hands. He'll be trying to flex those muscles. This is pretty much the standard stuff you're expecting to see for the foreseeable future from NIP. In these kind of rounds, just feeling out Virtus.Pro, who were thinking about maybe pop flashing their way into A main, but thought better of it just backing away instead. And similar to the last round, NIP just waiting.
There's a lot less pressure being put on this B bomb site. Last round we had the smokes out, we had nades and Molotovs raining in towards checkers. A lot of fire, a lot of presence there. This time it's abated just a little bit. Much, much more passive. Exist is still very far back, watching for anyone to get boosted over. Forrest knows that Bialy, I mean, he's very well known for playing that forklift spot, so you can see a lot of Molotovs there to clear him out of that position. Forrest sees absolutely nothing. So that might give some intel that Bialy's changed up his position. It's still just Pit and Forrest over there. No one is aggressive anywhere on the map.
Yep, just biding their time and waiting for the right moment to strike. NIP still going to be feeling out mid, which has by and large been completely evacuated from VP thus far on this map, other than the pistol round. So pretty much free real estate for NIP. What can they do with it, though?
Well, NIP's now put Exist once again into a very much a lurk position out towards mid. They've got him in that position, and they're going to rotate Freiburg over. GetRight's going to join up as well. No smokes left for NIP, and they're going to be going against an AWP of Pasha. All they have is 2 flashbangs. This is going to have to be some 1 duels, and Pasha starts it off.
20 seconds to go. Bialy's going to step up. He gets picked off, but there's Pasha for a second frag. He's looking for a third. He finally gets traded out. NIP are going to get double kill from Exist, and that's going to be the bomb planted. Neo now has a real rough ass because he looks to push up highway. There's the first kill on this 2v2. Freiburg trying to answer back. Neo's on 4 HP. Freiburg's on 10 as well. This is going to be so difficult for him to clutch, but there's the next frag. Oh, he switches to his knife. That will cost him his life, and VP pick up their 3rd consecutive round.
Freiburg almost makes it work, and the crucial part of this map, the nades, the Molotovs, they have nothing to flush Pasha out of his position. He's able to rack up a couple kills here before Exist can clean him out. And then Freiburg's just not prepared for how aggressive Neo gets in that 2-on-1. Almost able to make it happen. Up still in Freiburg's Pasha's hands. And you have 4 AKs and a Tech 9 now for NIP at 3-3.
Yeah, the last 2 rounds being diffused means that NIP have kept that economy somewhat rolling forward, allowing them to get themselves a pretty decent buy in this round. Pit with a Tech 9 is still going to be a danger, and VP deciding to actually aggressively push A main this time. 2 of them, in fact, looking to tag team their way through onto lockers. Pasha, one of those players. Need to be careful because consistently NIP have pushed a player into the blue door, the squeaky door. But it's actually aggression on the other side here, Moses.
Yeah, this push from Bialy is going to get tons of information. There's Snacks with an opening kill. GetRight's boosted back up in events. He's down to 30, but a good trade from Freiburg. Evens things out. Now the rotation is on, but GetRight gets another one.
Yeah, looking good for NIP again. They're getting the entries onto the site. They haven't lacked those so far. It's been the retakes where they've typically struggled from VP. And is it going to be a repeat performance? VP, a player behind. Make that all even again. GetRight goes down, so the Tech 9 is still in play. The weaponry definitely in favor of VP. Problem is they only have a smoke to fend off this charge, and there's still a lot of time to play with. So they can't even stack B. They have to keep a player over on the A site.
NIP's trying to make Virtus.Pro sweat. They're trying to force Taz to rotate over towards mid or towards the A bomb site, but with Bialy in his position, they can't do that. Forrest gets the kill onto the B site, though. So that's lost. It's going to have to be a retake, a 2-on-3, and Taz has to do something to slow them down.
Yeah, slightly getting singed feet. So he has to back on off, and that should afford the bomb plant to go down now from NIP. As Freiburg holding the close angle. Both VP players, unbeknownst to NIP, will be coming from Heaven and CT side. NIP still have half a mind towards the T spawn as well. Here comes the push from VP. Again, though, they have no utility to use, so it's going to have to be a raw push, a raw charge as Freiburg tries to line them up, but there's Forrest with a perfect crossfire. NIP will take the lead once more.
Yeah, back on the board, and such a cool round from NIP. With how passive Virtus.Pro is playing, they can't find any picks, they can't find any action or entries. So they put pressure onto the B bomb site, and then they punish the rotations. They punish Virtus.Pro for trying to move across the map. And that's how they start this round off. Bring it into a 3-on-3 with over a minute left, and that's so much time to be able to decide where to go.
And you can see VP, because of these close rounds, the last 2 or 3, they're now struggling, economically speaking. So full USPs, absolutely nothing else. This is a throwaway round if ever you've seen one. So NIP will just be feeling out. I was curious at first if we'd see some kind of a random push from VP, try and catch NIP off guard, but it seems to be pretty standard thus far.
Yeah, they haven't. They've been very, very conservative, very passive, especially with their mid control. Taz has mostly been the only one watching it, and once that wall of smoke comes up from NIP, the 2 smokes that just blocks off mid, he's very much willing to just give it up without any kind of contest. I mean, he can't really do it on his own, So he does need someone to rotate over. That's why they have put people in vents at times, but they are switching things up, but it still remains a very passive setup usually.
Absolutely, so no action just yet in round number 8. NIP now looking to push out again as VP have given this up. This time it's understandable. Here comes the stack now onto B from VP, the full USPs. NIP looking to entry right in here. Forrest taking point for his team. Exist is there as well. Headshot goes down courtesy of Neo Exist. Wants more frags. It's actually a team kill as Pit Rex exists in the back of the head, but it's all good. NIP are coming out anyway. Taz hasn't been spotted just yet. Can he get a cheeky frag? Yes, he can. He's got an AK-47 as well, but he has to battle against the aim punch. NIP take the 2-round lead, 5-3.
And the money is still not good for Virtus.Pro, but they're going to buy into the round anyway, so 3 M4s come out. 2 Pyjamas, and you can see Pasha only 1 flashbang. Taz as well only has 1 flashbang. And Bialy just stuck on a smoke and a decoy, so no kits across the whole team. This is another round where NIP has a massive advantage. Look at all the tools they have to use. 5 smokes, 4 Molotovs. They can essentially execute whatever they want.
Absolutely. We saw this against Lounge Gaming as well, where they pretty much didn't get AWPs. I think maybe 1 round we saw an AWP get picked up for NIP, so I expect to see these AKs continue. And again, mid is completely ripe for the taking for NIP, and they're all obliging kind as Exist pushes through. He's actually not going to get that frag. I thought he was a guarantee to get that one as the flash landed, but Forrest is going to pick off Taz as he tries to retreat, tuck his tail between his legs and go back to A after being heavily tagged. Here comes Forrest, waiting for the vent push, and Snacks gets picked off. Dispatch with haste. NIP looking good to pick up their 6th round unless Neo or Bialy can go massive.
Beautiful mid-take from NIP, and then they just sit themselves out and they're prepared for any kind of response from Virtus.Pro. Get right, waiting for that boost to happen. There's just not enough utility on the Virtus.Pro side to slow that down, and Get right still just hanging out underneath vents. 2 kills for him so far in the round, and it's just down to Neo.
FAMAS in hand, looking to push around the back of NIP, see if he can catch a couple players off guard, but really his chances rest somewhere between slim and none. May just be thinking about playing the longer round here and looking for the exit frags. As the bomb goes down, stands to good reason that's going to be the A plant. Neo's about to come face to face with Freiburg. Can he pick up the kill and take the AK? No, he can't. Freiburg destroys him. And NIP pick up their 3rd consecutive round. So we've had back-to-back 3-round sweeps.
Yeah, and they've done it a lot off the back of just a superior arsenal in these matches. It's going to be, on these rounds, it's back to pistols for Virtus.Pro. They have to save here. The losing bonus is building up. The next round will be a much healthier buy. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to go, you know, Pasha get back on that AWP. That was a weapon that was very, very effective for him early on. But they just haven't had the money to get it back.
Yeah, he did a solid hold on A from Quad. Picked himself up 2 or 3 kills, but since then it's been pretty bare bones for VP. This round, as you mentioned, is going to be a save. At least this time it's not full USPs. They have a Deagle and some P250s in the mix. But NIP again just waiting, playing the longer round as Snacks continually keeps peeking. He does have one of the Deagles, hasn't lost any HP, so not a terrible confrontation.
No, but you can see NIP Forrest isn't interested in taking that fight whatsoever. He's just making sure that no one from Virtus.Pro is swinging wide on him, but he doesn't want to commit, doesn't want to chase it down. That could be an overextension that gets punished and gives an AK over. So very, very cautious early on in these rounds, especially now that they know they're going against pistols.
Flash goes in, no follow-up just yet from NIP, just keeping Snacks at bay. Has no Kevlar, has to be oh so careful for a potential nade flying his way. Here comes the set play now. Molotovs onto the site, trying to draw out any pesky CTs who are going to be camping around the back of the site. Actually landing behind the red container, that's going to start to burn a couple players who've now been flashbanged as well, so Snacks needs to be so careful. He hadn't seen a single thing as the cavalry just charges in through onto the site. It's easy peasy for NIP. 4 kills in quick succession. Leaves just Neo's P250 all that remains.
NIP's anti-ecos have been so strong lately, and you can see when they execute on this bomb site, the Molotovs rain out, they carpet the bomb site, they make sure there's no corners that they can get crossfired from. Those Molotovs are so effective at breaking up stacks. The nades come out as well. And NIP about to grab a big lead, 7-3 moving forward.
Yeah, as you saw there, Forrest 12 and 4 top fragging on either side. Looking solid.
Yeah, and that is one of the big storylines. For those that might be new to Counter-Strike, Forrest and Neo are 2 of the players that people often consider to have been the 2 best in the history of all Counter-Strike.
And here they are facing off against each other. One of the reasons why we said this is such a sick game to watch. There's so much history between these teams and indeed the players. as NIP will take the 4-round lead now. VP will have a bye. Pasha had a decision to make, actually goes for a scout.
Well, that just shows he wants the emphasis on he wants to have some kind of long-range weapon, wants to see what damage he can do with it. Also, coming towards mid so he can try and help his teammates. They do need to gain mid control. They've been giving it up very, very much in this half, and it has been punished from time to time. So you've got to be very careful how they play middle in the mid and late round situations. That's a bad start. Freiburg opens up on a Neo at the B bomb site. That's going to weaken the defense, and that might force them to get passive on mid one more time. NIP, oh, get right. Good find out of Snacks. And Virtus.Pro is just getting thinned out.
Oh my goodness, his kills across the board as well. 3 frags in separate positions. NIP just picking players off. Pit, who was a 1 for 6 before this round started, has just put himself in with another 2 frags. Very nicely done. And that leaves Pasha, and what's his option here? There's no chance he's going to 1v5. Just try your best to save.
That's NIP just picking apart Virtus.Pro. You can see as soon as they get 1 kill towards the B site, players on the other side of the map are pouncing. They know that rotations have to come into play. That's when Virtus.Pro is getting forced out of position. And now Pasha even found out. He does get the kill onto Forrest, but now everyone from NIP knows exactly where he is. And you can see them all slowly encroaching on CT spawn.
I do not envy Pasha's position right now. As soon as that smoke clears, the wreckage will be real. And just to make matters worse, he just extinguished his own incendiary into the smoke. Here comes the charge. NIP can afford to throw away as many weapons as possible. It's more worthwhile to take away the M4, and they have done just that, keeping 3 players alive. And here comes the tactical pause.
Necessary as well. I mean, Virtus.Pro is just getting beat up all over the map. We've seen a couple different styles out of NIP, and all of them have been effective. Whether it's a couple kills towards B, and then you could see Pit. Like you said, he had been quiet up until then, but he still nails those precision shots from doors. We've seen the mid control for NIP come out. Mid to B splits exist lurking in mid to punish up at A when they hit the A bomb site. Virtus.Pro now, they need to get their trademark aggression back into it.
I completely agree. We said this before as well, with NIP playing quite slow, although in fairness to them, they have mixed it up. They've had some very aggressive mid pushes. We've seen them boosting into vents. We've seen them going through highway as well, having this 3-pronged attack through mid. VP have just been completely out at sea. Like, they seem totally lost.
Part of it too is NIP's opening up so many rounds in these defaults that are designed to punish aggression like that. And since Virtus.Pro knows this, since they know that's coming, maybe it's making him a little hesitant to be the aggressor. But we did hear Taz say this was going to be a powerful battle between the two of them, and right now, Virtus.Pro has no power behind them at all.
Absolutely, it's been more of a whimper than anything else from VP, but let's see if this tactical timeout is going to get them a chance to wrap their head around what's been going wrong and try and rectify that. This is an issue why there were some question marks around Cache being allowed for NIP, because they're so strong on this map right now. VP's economy in this round, not good enough to really get them anything, probably pistols, and that's about it.
This is a map that Virtus.Pro historically was very, very good on at one point. So I imagine they're going to figure something out to at least make them a little bit effective. But again, they're going to be back on the pistols for at least 1 more round. So NIP with a great chance to get a 6-round lead up towards 9 rounds total for them. But then with the full losing bonus built up, you're going to start seeing Virtus.Pro could switch into a double op setup. And that's very, very effective. That also allows to have mid control, which, like we've said a couple times, Virtus.Pro has been lacking.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be too surprised to see the double op, as you say. Just try and mix it up a little bit, have more mid-control, maybe with an op, slap bang in the middle of connector, and try and wrap itself around. But here we go. The unpause has came in, ladies and gents. So we're about to get back into the action between NIP and Virtus.Pro. Round 12, 8-3 the score if you've just joined us. NIP have had a blistering T-half thus far. I think the crowd says it all, really.
Yeah, the crowd's loving it. Off the bat, though, this looks like there is going to be some aggression here. So here's the eco round. 3 members rushing towards Squeaky Door, and they're going to come right through. They're not ready for Pit to be in that corner. It's a nice bait set up from NIP. They get that first kill, but still pressure from Virtus.Pro. They're going to continue to run forward into the slaughter. This has been handled so perfectly by NIP.
As you said, these anti-ecos have just been on point from NIP. Time and time again, in the right position at the right time. And as soon as that first frag goes down, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's lights out. The last 2 remaining poles over on the A side, trying to crossfire one another down, but it exists. 2 headshots, Snacks partially through the wall. All on Taz. Can he take any members down with him is the only remaining question. And the answer is a resounding no, as Forrest puts the up shot between his eyes.
Well, now here's what the pause was for. It was for this round right here. And you can see Snacks and Pasha both with the AWP. Double op setup is going to come out. Neo, Taz, and Bialy on the M4s. And this is the question. Do they put an op in mid, or do they split them up at the bomb sites? Do they try and spread them out?
Seems Snacks is going to be going mid with the AWP, and Pasha's over towards the A side with his. Just to answer that question, no smoke through unconnected thus far from NIP.
You can see this is, once again, extremely passive. It's a different way to watch for pushes as well. Normally it's Get Right getting over towards Sunroom. You can see Virtus.Pro all the way back still, right next to Terra spawn. He's watching for that from far, far away. So NIP is looking out for any kind of tricks that Virtus.Pro is going to throw at him whatsoever. Minute and 15 left into this round, and NIP still haven't used a single smoke.
Just Neo over on the B site by himself. Again, when you have those double ops as well, Moses, if you have to retake a site, that's where things get really sketchy, and NIP have consistently got onto bomb sites, even in the rounds they've lost.
Yeah, and at the moment, this is a little bit unfortunate for Virtus.Pro. This huge investment of 2 ops. No one is in position to deal with this heavy B play from NIP. Snacks just now rotating over, so he gets there just in time. But he's going to get smoked off from this position, so he's going to have to be fortunate if he's not going to push forward into the bomb site.
That's exactly it. It's the standard smoke that's going to be thrown his way. So what does he do with that? Trying to extinguish the Molotov on the site. And Snacks has landed a shot. Very nearly a second one through the smoke. Goes back on seconds again. Finally picked up from Get Right, who claims his second consecutive kill. And now here comes the problem from VP's perspective. It's a 4v3, and Pasha only has an AWP. And judging from the positions of VP, I mean, this is a tap out right now.
Yeah, it's got to be a save. They have to keep this AWP alive. The question is NIP going to chase down? They should. Get Right and Pit both have 13,000. Exist has 10,000. They can sustain so many losses as we close down this half, and Pasha knows he sees one. And Pit actually traded out for an AWP, but I think he's going to go back to the AK. He almost gets punished for it. But NIP is going to be content. Actually, now that I say that, everyone's storming out of the B bomb site, chasing down towards CT spawn. Get Right does get found by Taz. Pasha's the next one. He lands the shot. One more player to deal with. He misses it. And that's a big find. That's the AWP out of the hands of Virtus.Pro.
And have a look at the economy from VP as well. As they managed to save that AWP, they'd have been able to get a really solid full buy. They probably still will be able to. We can have a couple players who are struggling now.
They have to at this point. They need rounds.
Absolutely,
they're stuck on 3. NIP is wiping them out of the server right now.
So 5 rounds, best case scenario for VP on the first half. Is that going to be good enough? We have seen more of a trend going towards the T side on Cache in recent times. And VP's, their aggression may very well be a strong suit on the T side. So I'm not going to completely write them out, but to get 5 rounds from this point, Moses, is a bit of a tall ask to start off with, especially as Pick comes in for the first kill. He does get traded out instantly though from Taz, who now plays aggressive into A main.
NIP's going to be fine with this trade, though, because that's going to force the rotations. Pasha has to be a little bit less attentive towards middle. So to respond to that, Snacks gets boosted up in vents. That's kind of their solution. They want to have him be the first one to make contact in mid, and Pasha can swing between the A bomb site and middle. Meanwhile, NIP, Forrest, and Get Right are very nearby. At any point, they can execute and grab this mid control. Utility's running out for Virtus.Pro. There's a minute left in the round. There's still plenty of grenades on NIP for them to do whatever they want. Taz with this advanced position in A main, he's pushed out towards lockers. He's going to have a lot of intel of what's coming.
Absolutely. Again, they have given up mid control, but with the intel they have over on the A side, that may be okay. The problem is, though, if NIP start to push their way through into high, where we've seen issues start to become glaringly obvious from VP's perspective. Snacks peeking around the corner. First kill goes in for him. Great pick. Neo's seconded. Snacks finally gets picked off, and NIP answer right back. With 2 of their own kills, 25 seconds left. Smoke going out onto CT side. NIP will get this bomb plant. VP, both of them, Pasha and Taz, will not be coming from the CT side. That could catch NIP off guard if they're not careful.
The real worry is the smoke that allowed NIP to get into the bomb site safely is up right now. And if Virtus.Pro hurries this up, Forrest isn't going to be able to bail out Freiburg. Smoke just clears now, but Forrest is still not in a position. He's trying to rotate over towards upper. Thankfully, Freiburg knows everything, but this Molotov forced him out of position. This is going to be dangerous. He loses that duel. It's all on Forrest.
First kill goes down, 1 versus 1. He's going to have a rough idea where Pasha is. 2 flashbangs, second one goes over, lands right in Pasha's face. It's a Tech 9, and the headshot is connected. Forrest will claim NIP's 11th round.
The legend Forrest. Beautiful plays. It looked a little bit scary with the timing of that, but he makes it work. Spots the head, follows Taz, and then this Tech 9 work. Times it perfectly for Pasha.
And he had low HP as well. I think he was down to like 20 or 30 there, Forrest.
What is this by?
Auto snipers. Last
Playing to the crowd. 3 auto snipers and an AWP.
There you go. Crowd seems to be enjoying it. Let's see if we can get any kills with these weapons, though. Get Right's going to be holding from T-Spawn with the auto sniper. Rat-a-tat-tat, the kill goes down. Rip Snacks. That's got to be salt in the wound.
You can see they've at least traded one out. So there's 2 auto snipers. Now Get Right, I believe, is even going to trade back to the AK. So those auto snipers just used to punish any aggression. Snacks falls into the trap. Exist still has his watching for A main. But now NIP is going to start to be mobile across the map. And this is the thing. Virtus.Pro's been so scared to have any kind of aggression in the mid-rounds because of this default passive setup from NIP. At no point has Virtus.Pro tried to gain any information. They've been trained to just be passive deep back onto the maps.
There's always that risk, though, when you play passively, that if you don't get the entries towards the end, you can pretty much play yourself out the rounds, but Nip have been getting that as well. Bialy, though, has answered with the FAMAS through the doors. Lands the second one onto Forrest, alleviating the pressure, which is being applied again. Hit with a headshot onto Bialy, opens up the site nicely for NIP, and suddenly it's on Pasha. And 3 rounds simply will not be enough. NIP take a commanding lead into the second half.
That half is a statement into the series. NIP is dominant in every facet of the game. Virtus.Pro did win that 4th, 5th, and 6th round, but that's it. Everything from there is NIP. That is crazy.
Not a single player for VP has more kills than deaths. Not something you often say.
And the crowd absolutely loves it.
Yeah, Nip on home soil. Always expected the crowd to go ballistic if an IP took a lead, and well, 12-3. How do you come back from this from VP's perspective? I mean, you have to win the pistols, but it's such a huge ask.
We mentioned this early in the half. I mean, there just doesn't, that trademark swagger, the trademark aggression out of Virtus.Pro, that explosive style, you know, even on the CT side at times, it comes, we don't see any of it this time. That did not look like the Virtus.Pro we've gotten used to the past couple events at the major. So a very, very tough half. They just got peeled apart.
Well, this is the moment when on the C side, maybe they can bust out the more aggressive plays now that the roles have been reversed. NIP now on the CT side. Got to break that economy from VP, but first order of day needs to get the pistol. And it is going to be a very A-centric push. Only Get Right's here, playing for the retake at NIP, but Get Right could get himself into the kills right here, right now, as Ace looks to push his location. Can he get anything? No, he can't. He'd be disappointed with that. Did do significant damage to Taz, but the bomb site has been picked up from VP.
This is going to be a really difficult retake. 4-on-5. Freiburg does have a smoke and a kit. If they can get into the bomb site, they can try and some kind of sneaky diffuse in the smoke, but they've got to deal with Bialy, who's at forklift. Another smoke just goes down at the entrance to the bomb site. It's going to be so difficult. NIP being as patient as possible, trying to find an early pick, but no one from Virtus.Pro is giving anything.
Very passive play. Definitely is the order of the day. Pitt has gone in. Oh, second kill for Pitt, making it interesting. But 2 kills come right back for VP. And they will claim the second pistol round, a much needed round at that. This gives them a chance now.
Still a long way to go, and NIP does not look like they're going to invest into this. Oh, here they go. A little bit late, but they are going to buy up. Armor comes out on Get Right on all of them with the upgraded pistols, so not willing to give it up quite yet. Very similar to SMGs on the Virtus.Pro side. They have plenty of utility as well. Not as many Molotovs as NIP brought into their anti-ecos, but still, aggression in mid. Look at Freiburg.
This is what we never really saw from VP as well, Moses. These aggressive plays.
Oh, this boost. This could be huge. And he's actually going to turn the corner. He gets one. Exist finds Taz. Pasha responds onto it and gets the second as well. Freiburg falls. Now Forrest is going to push forward to get punished. So Virtus.Pro, looked like there was a small gap in the defense, at least initially, but they've closed it.
Well, that's going to keep VP on their tiptoes, though, now knowing that NIP do have that in their locker, and they will try and be cheeky and push through mid. They'll have to be very wary of that and respect it. But still, the damage should have been done now. Onto the Swedes. VP should be claiming this round. Both NIP players residing over on the B side, which seems to be where the bomb is transitioning towards. Let's see if this CZ and 5-7 can get anything done. Pit charges right through, lands the headshot, looking for a second one. Isn't gonna get it. The CZ steps up, and they are at least doing serious damage to VP. One of those AKs was picked up from Pasha. NIP getting kills, but not the round.
Good damage though. They did take one rifle out of the hands of Virtus.Pro, so that's going to have to be rebought. And Pit, if he's able to get that kill a little bit quicker, he actually salvages that AK and can make it a little bit more interesting. But back onto the save now for NIP. Important to note that none of them saved to the extent that indicates they'd want an AWP into the 4th round. So we're going to going into that with just 5 M4s. And this time they do have a stack towards middle. 3 members here. Snacks is going to swing out. Takes that fight initially, but no one from NIP wants to peek at this B bomb site is left wide open for Virtus.Pro, and it looks like they're just going to storm in.
Finally, Snacks gets his man of Exist is being charged down, and Freiburg's going to get the kill, and also the AK-47, so a great turn of events. Good passage of play for NIP. It's still going to be a lot to ask from them, though, as there's no Kevlar, so aim punch going to be a real pain in the backside. Oh my goodness, Pit has picked himself up another kill. Forrest drops down right behind Pasha, but can't convert it into a kill. That would have been massive. Would have took us into a 2v2 with 2 assault rifles in the hands of NIP. As it stands though, it's all on Get Right. He's been found out from Neo. VP have converted the anti-eco round. Here comes the buy.
A very important buy as well if Virtus.Pro wants to continue this comeback. 6-12. This gap can close very, very quickly if Virtus.Pro wins this round. And a couple of the other crucial ones, this would punish the economy of NIP because they don't have they have no money behind this buy, but even Get Right and Force, very light on nades, no kits across the whole team. And the AWP on Snacks. He's gonna take that over towards A main, watch for the pushes. Again, a pretty spread out default, much like NIP ran Virtus.Pro early on, just being very, very passive on this T side.
Certainly are for now. Curious if though will change in the future if they do manage to drag it back towards equality. But as you mentioned, Moses, this is slow and steady, very methodical play from VP. Bomb dropped out, is under control though from VP. Looking to push through onto main now. 2 or 3 players up there for the T side. A decent stack though from NIP as well. They've got 2 players in highway who can quickly wrap themselves around onto the A side if needs be. And Get Right has spotted himself a player, needs to relocate. He's a bit curious if the A main push is about to come in. And he goes down from Bialy. That's a big pick from VP. Are they going to pull the trigger and rush? They've still got so much time if they do want to try and play the mind games.
Oh no, Exist is giving up his position. He doesn't win that first one, but now he's being held. Snacks is going to punish it, and there's Neo on the pit. The A site is lost. Forrest and Freiburg have already conceded. It's going to be a save. Get Right tries to get creative with a mid-round push into the door. He almost finds the right timing on a Taz, but he couldn't get away, and Pasha's here to punish at least one. Forrest has been found out as well, and VP is on the hunt for this last weapon.
A couple players quite low on VP, but probably worth taking that weapon away from NIP right now. Force them into another full-on eco. Forrest peering up towards the vents. There is a player starting to come around the back of him. That's going to be Bialy. And they're all filtering out as well. So trying to get a fine-tooth comb across the map, see if they can find out this last remaining player. Bialy spins around, the spray is in, but Forrest somehow survives his 21 HP. He's about to get aggressed on from Bialy. A game of cat and mouse. Is Forrest going to be able to save this M4? Surely not. Here comes Bialy, and he gets picked off, but did Snacks just open through the wall? Right at the end, Forrest gets found out. He worked so hard to save that, but it's gone, and the gap between these two teams, it closes even more, 7-12. And Virtus.Pro is playing against pistols. That shot through the wall, though. Get wrecked.
That was really smart play from Snacks with the AWP trying to peek in towards the A bomb site, trying to get a pick, but instead, he just holds the aggression of NIP members. He just isolates them. Oh, what a shot. Pit falls right out of the sky. That's a nice shot from Snacks.
Could be more frags coming in for VP. Freiburg up in a precarious position, trying to peer over the smoke. His position now, no. Molotov just behind him, needs to be oh so careful. Has to reload, gets caught. Will be found out and fragged. Now Forrest steps up to the plate, can't get it done onto Pasha. And now B completely open for VP to push on. So a pretty sublime T-half thus far. This would be 5 rounds in a row if they convert from here, which is looking so likely.
Yeah, there's no real chance for Get Right and Exist to get back into this round. The best they could do is try and find a kill towards the end and see if they can sneak away with a weapon. going to be very unlikely for Exist. Get Right's in the one that's in any kind of a position to make that happen. But moving forward, what's the response from NIP? That's the big question, because this losing bonus has built up to its full value. And this is where you maybe think that they go back to their own double op setup, much like Virtus.Pro eventually transitioned to that to try and stop the onslaught of NIP in the first half. You know, we've seen Forest, we've seen Pit employ those double op setups on other maps. No reason not to try it here.
VP clearly very comfortable with that T side. And there we go, the 5 rounds in a row comes to fruition. NIP will have a bite. Let's see if they do go for the double ops. Yes, they do. Right off the bat, Pit and Forest. Neither of them have fantastic spawns, but I'd expect to see it similar to what VP went for, 1 mid, 1 A. Just have to see. Of course, you can quick peek on the B side, so you can get a frag. Let's see what these orbs go to.
They're actually going to send these, I mean, it's a buddy system essentially with these NMVPs. Freiburg to support Forest and Exist to support Pit. Get Right is playing the lone man at the A bomb site. Still no early aggression on these offensive rounds from either of the teams. Virtus.Pro still playing very, very passive, not knowing yet what they're going up against. And Forest, he wants to take the fight to him. He sees that smoke come out though. He knows he's gonna get some action here and he's gonna find the kill. Good timing. Snacks might be able to punish, but he's just gonna go for a shot through the smoke, although he doesn't take it. So that's a really, really good kill from Forest to even get away afterwards, and he might want to go for more.
Yeah, just ruthless aggression. You could see the Pasha had no idea. I think he switched to a grenade as he got found out and fragged, and Snacks didn't have his back, so a great opening pick. No health lost in the process. NIP now in the driver's seat for the first time on the CT side. Again, though, a lot of time to play with. 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and plenty of weapons for VP. Looking like they're going to go over to the A side where 2 NIP players wait for them.
Exist is there as well, and he has a Molotov, so if an execution comes out from Virtus.Pro, he's going to be able to use that to at least block off a choke point. And there it is, it's out into A main, and that actually might isolate one member. And there's Get Right, jumps up on top, goes for the spray, does damage, can't find the kill. Exist is going to swing out to the other side, he lines him up, gets 1 kill, but Snacks as well is there for the punish.
That was such a beautiful flashbang as well that landed off Catwalk, landed in the face of VP. 15 seconds to go, here comes Pit. Can he get the frag on the exit? Or is Bialy just going to stand there, effectively say, come on us bros. There's 2 AWPs in the hands of an IP. It's going to be so rough to ask for. Their Snacks gets boosted up. Forest answers back, 2-on-2 now. The problem is that the 2 weapons that remain for NIP are both AWPs, so if VP just hold the angles, you fancy them to just clear cut, get this one, especially as Pit's fallen down. It's all on Forest now. We saw him get a 1v2 clutch earlier. There's the first one, looking for the second kill. If Taz plays this smart, the timer will go down far too far for Forest to get anything done. Misses the second shot, looking for a third and can't get it. Taz will clutch out for VP.
What a play from Taz, holding that off. NIP almost make it work, but it's Snacks who's being the effective AWPer in this game right now. And it's not by being the aggressor, it's simply by holding the angles, waiting for re-peeks, waiting for peeks from NIP. Punishing players, making sure his teammates have an avenue to get into that bomb site. That kill on Get Right opened everything up. And then when his teammate is pinned down in the bomb site, he's the one who gets aggressive and slowly swings out wide to give him some space to work with. So Virtus.Pro still 9-12, have not dropped around yet in this second half.
You've got to feel as well that was Nip's chance here on the CT side to finally get themselves off to a winning ways. They are going to have some CZs, Deagle, P250 with Kevlar behind it on 3 players. When you consider it was 12-3 at one stage, suddenly VP breathing down NIP's necks.
Suddenly this crowd has gotten a little bit quiet as they're watching the lead disappear. Get Right pushed up towards middle underneath boost. Still, Virtus.Pro haven't made a move. 1 minute left in the round and they haven't tried to find anything just yet. Using a little bit of utility, trying to force NIP into an aggressive stance, but it's not happening just yet. Get Right has a little bit of intel gathering from this position. You hear footsteps. And there's a 3-man stack over towards the A bomb site, so Nip would just love it if this hit comes into the site.
Meanwhile, Get Right lurking in mid. Did catch a glimpse of Pasha, who looks to return the favor. Meanwhile, the aggression comes in. Is this Dip's chance? The players line up for them, but they are going to get knocked down like dominoes. Pit from the side, picks up the AWP. What can he get done with this one? Tries the quick shot, but Neo is up to the task. Another round for VP.
So scary for Virtus.Pro though. NIP had such a good read. They actually had all 5 members there. And this is an important gun round because Nip's still not on the board, still at 12 from the first half. 12 to 10 at the moment. Virtus.Pro's closed the gap. 1 AWP. Forest stays on the M4 this time, even though they have the full losing bonus. They could have gone for that double op setup. Choosing to go for the rifle now. And that AWP is going to be alone at the A bomb site. 2 members of mid, Exist and Get Right is going to be in vents. And then Freiburg and Forest in the B bomb site.
The option was there for the double ops, as you say, but Pit didn't really get anything done the last time. It was mainly Forest that was landing them, but it's only interesting that Pit will be picking up this time, as he has missed quite a few shots. Forest, meanwhile, is going to be on the B site, waiting for some aggression from VP, which isn't forthcoming just yet. Again, it's going to be a slow T round. But if ain't broke, don't fix it. VP have got complete control over this so far. 7 rounds in a row. Crowd getting behind NIP again.
Trying to spur them forward, trying to get them on the board in this second half. Get Right is just waiting patiently. Molotov to slow things down over at the B site. Snack still hasn't cleared out beneath him, but actually Get Right's out of position. Although I believe he has an idea. He definitely spots the barrel now. He knows he's here.
He saw that barrel of the gun just sticking through. Free frag for him. He's going to transfer his spray into Garage. Definitely saw at least 1 player in there. But we have seen them get the opening pick before and do nothing with it on their CT side. Pasha comes back with 2 kills into the site, but Forrest is there to answer the call of his fallen comrades. Meanwhile, the bomb over on the A side. Pit needs to land one of these shots, and he's gonna miss it and gets completely punished. Exist stands up tall, 2 frags down for him, looking for a 3rd one, and he's gonna get it to the head. And finally NIP have got themselves back into winning ways.
You could see the relief on Threat's face as well. Just a massive exhale as they finally get on the board. The first one's the hardest, but what a time for Exist to stand up. You could see though, as these last 3 Virtus.Pro players, once Pasha gets those 2 kills at B, they actually wanted to turn around and head there. They weren't prepared for that 3rd player to be in the bomb site still. And they run right into a stack, and even without the effectiveness of Pit's ult, Exist is able to make the job. CZ on Get Right, the money. NIP has to string these rounds together or else they're punished in such a nightmarish fashion. Virtus.Pro more than likely would be able to even things up at 13-13.
Absolutely, but VP's economy itself isn't too fantastic, so if NIP can win this, VP will be into all sorts of trouble as well. A lot hinges on this round. This is potentially make or break for VP. NIP have 4 players situated over towards the A side. Pit's had a bit of a sketchy game over these last few rounds, missed a couple of opportunities, but still has the AWP in his hands. And he's gonna get picked off again. This is crucial for NIP. They need to be able to get some kills back right here, right now. Get Right spots a player, hopping to the right-hand side. There's Get Right. First kill goes down for him, and he's hungry for more as well. He saw the smoke come out from A main. But VP have had enough of this. They're pushing onto B, which is completely barren. It's totally open.
Yeah, so much pressure on the A bomb site. The kills, the smokes that have come out. Get Right and the rest of NIP are completely out of position. Does Freiburg, that's a big kill. Pasha gets overly aggressive. Now it's a 3-on-3. They're gonna enter into the bomb site. Molotov up top. Get Right comes right through it though. He gets punished, and there goes Freiburg. Exist has to save this weapon, and this is the nightmare. Virtus.Pro's money was on the brink of being broken, but it's NIP who's going to suffer that.
Yeah, with VP's money being so poor, doubt you're going to see them charging down for this weapon. But NIP, as you mentioned, could be staring a potential 13-13 score down the barrel of a gun from VP. When you consider after half-time, the amount of pressure that was on VP's shoulders to even be in this situation right now has got to be terrifying for NIP.
Well, this is the experience. I mean, both these teams, both these players have played against each other so much. They just know it's never quite going to be that easy, but this comeback from Virtus.Pro has been something special. They're going to be up towards 11. NIP's only going to have Exist with a rifle in the next round. Other than that, it's going to be all pistols. It's more than likely, I mean, it could just end up being a double save depending on how Nip wants to force out for the rest of this half, but this is a brutal position to be in.
Like heads you win, tails I lose mentality here. There is no winning from this position. You just have to hope that Exist goes monumental as he did a couple rounds previously from A main, or from Forklift, pardon me. That really is the only way to get anything done. They got a flashbang on Freiburg. Maybe gonna try some shenanigans, see if they get an AK out the hands of VP. Exist is gonna go through A main. The flash connects, there's the first frag and a second one! And there are players nearby that can go and claim those weapons. Meanwhile, Taz is gonna peek out of blue door. Pasha snaked his way onto the B side, but A is where the majority of these players are. EpicHeadShot from Get Right. What is happening for VP? This should be a formality. Shouldn't even be close.
It's Exist once again, those opening 2 kills, and then Get Right and Forrest play that perfectly. That duo bait Pasha into an over-aggressive stance, and they're able to trade the kill. That's huge. 2 weapons salvaged. Get Right has an AK, so does Freiburg, and everyone leaning towards the A-bomb site. Get Right's the only one pushed up. This execute is huge for Virtus.Pro, and NIP trying to hang on to pull off a miracle. Snacks again with the punish. He's been a monster.
Freiburg stands up, though the bomb dropped out in a precarious position. It's all on Snacks, and he's only got an AWP, so he's gonna have to trade out for his sidearm. Pulls out the AWP again, misses the shot! And NIP on 1 assault rifle have brought VP down to their knees, and their economy is not great. They can force up here potentially, but it's not gonna be fantastic.
Oh, this is sick from Exist. And considering how cautious Virtus.Pro has played this half, it's actually surprising to see them get punished by a simple pump flash in A main. And the crowd is back, so is NIP. 14-11 now. This time it's more aggression from Virtus.Pro towards the A bomb site. Nothing spread out, passive, or fancy about this round. They've given up all map control to make this hit work.
And Sendry's going to keep them at bay for a few more seconds. A Get Right chimes in. Exist from Quad. He's been a monster so far. Double spray down. Get Right gets behind them. And Snacks and Pasha. I'm going to try and throw a spanner in the works of NIP as they bring it back to a 2-1-3. The Tech 9 is ripping through and Pit will die. 2v2 now. Good positions from VP, and those Tech 9s have traded across to assault rifles. Deary me, Nip. After winning such a huge round, the last one, you can let this one slip away. It's looking more and more likely, and indeed it will. Snacks and Pasha dig VP out of a gaping hole, and now Nip's economy is in ruins. Forest 1500, Exist 2.2K.
I imagine they forced by here. They've got Get Right, Freiburg, and Pit.
There's a tactical pause.
There's a tactical timeout, but how deflating is that? The double kill from Exist as they enter the bomb site is huge, and in a 2-on, I believe it was 2-on-4, they make that work. They trade those kills out, they salvage the weapons. Pit again in the bomb site with that AWP. It has not been effective from there. And Virtus.Pro just not willing to give up, just hanging on barely.
Just about. What a courageous attempt, though, from VP, whatever happens from this point. 3 rounds at halftime to even bring it back this close. And it could get a whole lot closer.
Well, and listen, the desk talked about Pasha, how at one point he was one of the best players in the world, but at the moment, I mean, there's been a slump recently, but he's sitting very nicely at 22-18. He's having a very effective match. It's been Snacks' AWP, though, that I think has been the real shining, outplay for Virtus.Pro. He's been able to be very effective with the op, whether it's holding angles, whether it's aggressively peeking around angles. He's been very, very effective, and Nip haven't had too much of a response from that.
Yeah, it comes back to that phrase that we mentioned time and time again of impact kills. Snacks has had so many of them so far. So does Exist, in fairness, on the side of NIP.
Yeah, Exist has been the lone bright spot on the CT side.
Absolutely.
I mean, he had a triple kill in the first round they win, and then the second, that eco where he was the lone rifle, he gets the opening 2 kills. So he's been the champion of this defensive half for NIP, and there is going to be the force buy. We'll get it up on screen.
The worrying thing for NIP now, though, is if they lose this round, you are looking at around 14-14 on scoreline. Yeah,
that's the tough part, right? Losing this, I mean, that might even make it that buy at 14-14 is going to be very, very sketchy playing for the map. So this is NIP's map pick as well.
It is Train next, and then Mirage.
Yeah, this would be deflating for NIP to lose this heading into Train, which is such an uphill battle against a team like Virtus.Pro. But freeze time, or pause time, excuse me, is over. We are going to get back into the match. It's going to be a FAMAS on Freiburg, M4s on Get Right and Pit, pistols on Exist and Forest, and they've got to do something to make this work.
Yep, just the P250s. And here we go, ladies and gents, once more. On to Cache. NIP have managed to draw back rounds with worse buys than this, but I doubt the VP will let that slip twice. Going to be an eccentric push again from VP, with just Pasha going over to the B site. We have seen this quite a few times before. Here comes the attempted boost. Get right, going to be boosting.
They know he's there, though. They heard that. They were so close. They know this boost is in place, so Exist has got to be very careful how he does this, and he's just going to abandon it.
Yeah, very smart plays. Did they hear him drop down, though? There's a load of smoke and Molotov around there. So if he can relocate, maybe he can get some damage done. It's not the case. Here comes Get Right, looking for the spray control, too. Are going to fall down, and with Bialy and Snacks being low, this is now doable from Nip. Another really poor buy. Could be claiming yet another round from VP.
The big players step up, Get Right with 2 kills, and then just like the name of the team, like a ninja, he sneaks back into the smoke and survives. Pit is now playing at forklifts. The bomb is down right in front of him, and there's a nice shot. Pasha falls in door, and Bialy with 6 HP, what can he expect to do? Absolutely nothing. And relief on the faces of everyone in NIP as they get up towards 15. It's been such a battle, but how fitting they finally come out on top, and the money from Virtus.Pro is essentially gone. No rifles are going to be out for the Virtus.Pro side. It's all Tech 9s and Deagles.
Get Right, take a bow. Also, the look on Threat's face.
Yes, it says it all.
It really does. Just exhaling pure relief. As you mentioned, Moses, it is pistols, and that's pretty much it from VP. Exist looking to push through the smoke. The flashbang lands in the face of Bialy. And will break the deadlock. It's not looking good for VP now. NIP on the brink of taking map #1. But the bomb's still in the hands of VP, and they have mid-control for now. The Tech 9's charging through. Snacks trying to get through connector. Has a teammate to his right-hand side, and Exist again. He's going to stand tall for his team. 2 frags down, looking for a third one. And Snacks pushes through, and he will meet his maker. Pasha is the next to fall, and so is Taz. NIP take map #1, 16-12.
Virtus.Pro not making it easy, though. We said it would be powerful. It didn't seem like it at first, but NIP could not close that match out. Virtus.Pro makes a huge comeback. But finally, NIP is able to do it.
And almost as expected when we saw both teams coming through on their T sides, a very T-heavy map. CT sides didn't look fantastic, and that may be a bit of a worrying sign for NIP going through into Train.
Yeah, well, Virtus.Pro, one of the best terror sites on Train, but NIP taking a bow.